Hi everybody, it's Cher, Grin and Grandma, and I'm doing another shipping video. This is a very heavy, very heavy blender. It's a 14 speed, as you see here, that I just sold on eBay. GE, and not only is the base very heavy, but the glass is also very heavy and very thick, as you can see. So we're going to take extra caution in shipping this. Now, on this, I was very fortunate, I am very fortunate to have a good friend who lives across the street, Kathy, who had an unused foam pad, and she gave it to me. So, knowing that I ship a lot of breakables, she gave this to me, and I'm going to use this for shipping. Now, inside this, you probably noticed that I had this. This is the little plastic cap that goes inside this. So, I wanted to make sure that everything was secure. So, I put that, I wrapped it up in bubble wrap and put it inside here, away from the blades. Actually, it looks like it's sitting on it, but it's really not. Away from the blades, as to not get it tangled. And I'm going to put the top back on, and I'm going to wrap the base as well as the glass container. That noise that you hear, by the way, is my puppy down there drinking water. I'm going to wrap them both in this foam. Okay, so I've got the glass pitcher or jar, whatever you want to call it, securely wrapped here. I put a little bit of painter's tape over the top just to hold this down, because foam will, as you see here, pop up, and I'm going to put some over here over the foam that's attached to the motor or the base as well, so that when the buyer opens this up, it won't, everything won't pop up like a jack-in-the-box and scare the crap out of him. And in addition to that, I'm going to get another priority mailing box, and I'm going to cut it down and fit it over the top of this. And in other words, I'm going to Frankenbox it, combine two together, just to make it not just more secure, but I feel better if there's a little bit of foam room in here. If you put, I mean, this is like 1-inch foam, but if you put it too close to the edge of the box, then the foam isn't really going to do that much good, because it does get squished. But if you leave a little bit of foam room, then if the box gets pushed in, it's not going to harm your items inside. And before I put the other part of the box on top, I'm going to fill in these other spaces down here with additional foam, just to make sure. Okay, this is the final product, and excuse the ragged edge here. I haven't quite perfected my box cutting tool yet. I will learn. Yes, older people can learn. But before I tape it up, I will write a thank you note. I really like to send handwritten thank you notes to each of the buyers. I know that everybody can't do this because they've got more packages going out on a daily basis than I do. But my preference is to handwrite instead of instead of sending a ready-made card. And the reason for that is I really like cursive, and I believe that the schools made a major mistake when they stopped teaching cursive to the students. I believe that cursive is an art form that's been around, well, not since the caveman maybe, but anyway, for years and years. I believe it's part of our history. And I want to do as much as I can to support keeping this art form around. If you see, if you notice here, I also use a fountain pen whenever I can, because I just like fountain pens. Again, I think it's part of our history, and it's just something that I enjoy. I remember when I was a little girl, my dad always using a Schaefer pen, ink pen, that had the bladder that you had to, well, if you're younger, well, a lot of people, period, even my age, might not know what I mean by bladder, but you had to actually pick up the pen. It had a thing on the side, a little lever, and you pump the ink into it. And that was a Schaefer pen that he had. And then I will, after it's taped, I will weigh it one last time and get the label on that. Now, if you're wondering why I just didn't take another box the same size and plop it over and tape the whole thing, it's because the buyer pays for the shipping, and each ounce can mean an additional fee for him. So that's why, trying to save a little bit of money for the customer. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope that you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you do, a thumbs down if you don't, and if you would subscribe and even comment, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.